AMC Hornet Gucci Sportabout. The '72 AMC Hornet Gucci Sportabout was probably the most unexpected fashion collaboration in automotive history, like if Crocs teamed up with Chanel. AMC, always the underdog of Detroit's Big Three, decided to add some pizzazz to its practical Hornet wagon by partnering with none other than Gucci. Yes, that Gucci. The result was a sportabout wagon with green, red, and tan pinstripe seats, matching door panels, and actual Gucci logos sprinkled throughout the interior like a rogue cologne ad. The exterior? Mostly standard AMC stuff, but the inside looked like your rich aunt's handbag exploded, and we mean that in the best way. This was the era when automakers were trying anything to stand out, and AMC figured, why not make the only designer station wagon in America? It was classy, quirky, and surprisingly useful. You could haul groceries, kids, and couture in one trip. Though it wasn't a powerhouse, the Gucci Hornet was never meant for speed. It was meant to be seen. It was pretty successful, with 2,583 units produced in 1972 and another 2,252 in 1973. Cutlass Supreme SX. If you've never heard of the '70 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme SX, you're not alone. But this sleeper muscle car might just be one of the best hiding in plain sight moves Detroit ever pulled. On the surface, the SX looked like a regular Cutlass Supreme, trimmed, classy, maybe owned by someone who still wore a fedora unironically. But pop the hood, and surprise, you're staring down the same 455 V8 that powered the 442. The SX was Oldsmobile's sneaky workaround during the insurance crackdown on muscle cars. Essentially, they stuffed 442 guts into a gentleman's coupe and hoped no one would notice. The package included heavy-duty suspension, dual exhaust, and a TH400 transmission. In 1970, it came with either the L33, 320 horsepower, or W32, 365 horsepower engine, both serving up torque like it was going out of style. Only 9,374 were made over the 2 years, making it rarer than most people realize. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yes, it could roast the rear tires with class. The SX came with wood grain trim, power everything, and the kind of ride that let you haul groceries and blow past Camaros on the way home. Dodge Charger Daytona. The '75 Dodge Charger Daytona is what happens when a muscle car grows a mustache, slips on a leisure suit, and tries to blend into the disco era without totally giving up its wild past. By the mid-'70s, the glory days of raw, tire-shredding Chargers were on life support, and insurance rates, emissions rules, and gas prices were all lining up to pull the plug. But Dodge wasn't done yet. They slapped the legendary Daytona name on a new Charger and hoped the magic would come back. Spoiler, it didn't. But what the Daytona lacked in speed, it made up for in swagger. This was more of a cruiser than a bruiser, with bold color schemes, flashy striping, turbine-style wheels, and louvers galore. It looked fast, standing still, which was handy, because that 360 V8 under the hood wasn't exactly setting drag strips on fire. Still, with the T-tops off and the 8-track cranked, you could feel cool, and that was the point. Dodge built the Daytona as an appearance package to give buyers a taste of the past with the comfort of the present. Only around 12,500 Daytona Chargers were made from 1975 to 1977. Ford Thunderbird 35th Anniversary. By 1990, the Thunderbird name had been around for 35 years. Born in the 50s as a stylish two-seater, turned into a luxury cruiser in the 60s, went full yacht in the 70s, and then hit the gym in the late 80s. The 35th Anniversary Edition celebrated this roller coaster history with a limited-run package that was as bold as it was black. Only about 3,371 of these were made, and they were all dressed to impress. Deep black paint, matching blacked-out trim, bold blue pinstripes, a blue-gray suede and leather interior, and, because it was 1990, tons of digital gadgets. But it wasn't all show. Under the hood was a supercharged 3.8-liter V6 putting out 210 horsepower, making the Thunderbird Super Coupe one of the most legit performance cars of its time. It had independent rear suspension, decent handling for a car its size, and enough torque to chirp the tires and your ego at stoplights. This T-Bird wasn't a muscle car in the traditional sense. It was more of a personal luxury rocket with a flair for the dramatic. Saab 97X Aero. Built during Saab's brief and confusing time under General Motors, the 97X was essentially a Swedish-badged Chevy Trailblazer with a premium twist. And in true Saab fashion, it wasn't enough to just slap some wood trim and a funky ignition switch between the seats. No, Saab decided to go full berserker for the Aero version and stuffed it with GM's 6-liter LS2 V8, the same engine found in the C6 Corvette and Trailblazer SS. That's 390 horsepower and 400 torque in a family-friendly SUV with heated seats and brushed metal accents. Because nothing says sensible Swedish engineering like doing 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds in a 5,500-pound grocery getter. Only around 500 were built over those 2 years, making the 97X Aero one of the rarest and most misunderstood performance SUVs ever.